So I'm here today with Paul. He has a property investment business, more on the investment side, helping people to invest their money into properties. So Paul, for anybody who may not know who you are, introduce yourself and also how your business works as well.
Yeah, so I'm Paul Stapleton. We run a company called Belcroft, which encompasses Belcroft Investor Hub. We're based in central London. And I suppose our business primarily deals with London-based investors looking to start a portfolio of buy-to-lets in the north.
So yeah, how has the lockdown affected the way you gain your clients, and do you market to them any differently? How has that affected your kind of client acquisition, if you like?
I think we've been with regards to our marketing. I think it's mainly been over the last say month, just really not trying to sell, just trying to be helpful, helping anyone that needs any assistance or any guidance in anything that they're doing property related. There wasn't too much that we could do during the lockdown because of restrictions on surveys happening. So for us, it wasn't really about making sales. It was about getting the sales through that we already had in the pipeline and just taking extra care in servicing our clients and potential future clients.
Yeah, sure. So what are a couple of things that kind of problems that kind of cropped up for you with lockdown in terms of your clients and the
Mhm.
way your business works, and how did you work to overcome those?
So I think luckily for us, when we assess properties to go on for our sort of clients' portfolio, um, we take great care in looking at the type of tenant that's in the property and the type of tenant that that particular property would attract. So we avoid the lower quality properties within certain areas and always look for the properties that are the highest renters in the area, therefore attracting the best caliber of tenant that you could get in that area. So we didn't see any void periods for any of our tenants. They're all working tenants, and they're all in jobs that they were able to either be furloughed on and get the majority of their money, or they were still able to work. So one of the biggest things we look at right now are locality of our properties being quite close to hospitals. So attracting sort of working professionals in the local hospital, so doctors and nurses. So a lot of our tenants were key workers.
Okay, nice. So how do estate and letting agents affect your business? Obviously, with you have tenants and stuff. How do
hmm
estate and letting agents kind of fit into that and aid the work that you do?
Yeah, so I think from the off, there's a lot of property sources out there, and letting agents, estate agents, seem to have an extremely bad taste in their mouth when it comes to dealing with property sources. But I think very quickly they realise we're not property sources. We're an established company with huge amount of experience behind us, building successful portfolios for our clients. So once you get that first deal out of the way with an estate agent, they very quickly want to rush and do more business with us. So that's on the sales side, but we also give them the business for lettings as well. So they provide us with a property that we can sell off market to our investors. In return, they obviously earn a commission, but they also get the lettings as well. So there's like a two-prong attack with them. Um, they can be a great asset, the good estate agents, and then there's obviously some bad estate agents out there who have minimal experience in property that can actually prevent sales from going through and not act in the interest of the vendor. But as I said, the majority of agents out there have a good sort of experience, and we work really well with a good base of estate agents. But as I said, two-prong attack there. We can assist them in selling properties, and we can assist them with taking on our clients' portfolios as well for the lettings.
Yeah, sure. So, what are some problems that you kind of estate agents have had during lockdown? Maybe the problems that they faced
hmm
during lockdown, also their business they've had.
Yeah, that I didn't get the last bit. Sorry.
Yeah. So, what are some problems that estate agents have had during lockdown, and obviously barriers that they face, and obstacles that they've had during lockdown that have had an effect
Yeah.
on your own business?
Um, I would say with estate agents, the only thing that we've had sort of have a negative effect on us is the fact that we've not been able to win as many instructions. We're not too reliant on estate agents for sort of providing us with anything other than the stock, and they're not our only source of gaining stock. So the letting agents that we work with, they've all been really proactive during lockdown, and they've serviced our clients really well. And I think they know they kind of have to, because we can give them a huge amount of business all year round. So it's in their interest to make sure our clients are serviced. I think our biggest issue has been not necessarily estate and letting agents, but surveyors and lenders right now. So a lot of lenders shut the door, or they would only lend at 60% loan to value, which when you're looking at return on investment for our clients, it completely diminishes that. Surveys, a lot of surveyors aren't going out and doing surveys, so desktop valuations are being used, and they tend to be a lot more conservative. So we're seeing down valuations there. But touch wood, things are changing. The market seems to be open again as of yesterday, and we're hearing good things. We're getting mortgage offers at 75% loan to value at good rates, and we're getting calls from surveyors now wanting to go and view properties as long as the tenants go out for half an hour. So very much open for business. Looking to obviously get more stock with estate agents and letting agents, and also looking to gain more investors right now.
Sure. I mean, obviously aside from lockdown, what are some you kind of touched on some bad estate agents? What are some problems that other agents maybe have caused you in the past, and problems that maybe estate agents have that have an effect on your business as well? And what do you feel that they can do to kind of overcome those problems and sort that out within their own business?
So I think, putting residential sort of home sales aside, because that's not what we deal with, looking at estate agents that maybe are currently listing on Rightmove tenanted properties or vacant properties. I think one of the biggest thing is if they're tenanted, not being able to provide the information that a buyer would want. So if an estate agent isn't the letting agent as well, I find it quite painful to obtain information about the tenancy. Are they in arrears? Have they ever been in arrears? What type of tenant is it? Which is all information as a buyer you would want to know, and what our clients would want to know. I also find that they struggle to get internal pictures, because obviously they're tenanted properties. The tenants don't want their sort of public, they don't want their private sort of lives on the public domain and the portals. So they're trying to sell properties with just a front of the house image, and that again makes it really difficult. And we see an awful lot of properties online that have been sort of stagnant with no offers for 6 to 12 months, and that's really where I think we come in and we can help. So everything that we sell is completely off market to our investors. And because it's off market, it's a lot easier for us to obtain pictures of the internals, because the tenants aren't worried about people seeing on a public domain what's in their house. We also make the effort of going to sit down and meet the tenants before we start selling it to our investors as well. I think one of the biggest problems is when you call an estate agent up, the first thing they do when you mention a property is ask if you want to go and view it. And if I were a tenant, I'd quite quickly get annoyed if I constantly had people coming in and looking around the house. Whereas with us, we do a virtual walkthrough, so our buyers don't have to go up and view it. And we just make sure that the tenant's not scared that they're going to be evicted on completion as well. We let them know that the only reason we're interested in this property is because we've been told you're a great tenant, you've got a good payment history, and you look after the property. And they tend to be a lot more compliant on that approach, as opposed to just sending as many people through the door, but not actually getting anything sort of tangible after that, an offer.
Yeah. So you were already doing virtual viewings before the lockdown happened and before they were kind of
Yeah, yeah. So we're based in central London. Our offices are in Bank, and I'd say 80% of our investors are London based, and they're all busy working professionals with underperforming pensions, cash in the bank, or quite recently now, a lot of people are pulling cash out of their house, so either equity release or refinancing to make that money work harder for their retirement. So they're all trying to build that passive income for retirement, but they're just too busy and have absolutely no interest in going to view properties and anything like that. So they're completely hands off. So we've been doing it for the past sort of 2 to 3 years now. It's a very, very basic virtual tour. So I think the reason we've done that is because we don't want these flashy CGIs and Matterports where it's all staged. We want them to see the property as we see the property. So it's filmed on our iPhone and it's just held at eye level. So we walk into every room, we look in every corner. If there's damp, there's damp. They can see it. There's nothing hidden. Cameras aren't positioned so that you can't see the damp or any damage in the property. And our clients really appreciate that. We also do a mile radius walk of the property as well and pinpoint any amenities, transport links, and anything that we think our clients would like to see that would attract the right type of tenant for them. So we pinpoint good catchment area for schools, supermarkets, shopping centres, train stations, as I mentioned before, hospitals. And once again, that's all to attract that right type of family tenant that's going to stay there for a long time, as opposed to a city centre tenant who's a working professional moving up the property ladder.
Yeah, nice one, nice one. So, is there anything more you'd like to add? Any maybe advice for any investors out there, for estate agents, for vendors, for example, or landlords, to tell you trying to want to get a message across?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now that I see on LinkedIn, I see over YouTube, Instagram, is that there's a lot of people out there advertising their services to teach you how to invest. And you can spend tens of thousands of pounds learning how to invest. Our opinion is, why not learn as you go? We have many clients that want to be hands off, but we also have the clients that we're just a stepping stone on their journey. So they will use our knowledge and experience on their first maybe 2 or 3 purchases. And they will ask us for advice and they will learn as they go along with us. We're happy to train our clients for free. So instead of spending £20,000 on a course to learn how to do something, we say to our clients that £20,000 could buy you your first property and you can learn as you go. Why start your journey off in debt? So it's really just be careful of the get rich quick schemes out there that are being advertised. I know there's a lot of negative press around these educational seminars and that, but there are some great ones and there are some bad ones. For us, we've always taught our clients traditional buy-to-let is the way to build long-term wealth. Rent to rent is great, service accommodation is great if you just want income, but I think a lot of people have really been hit hard during lockdown when serviced accommodation has had to shut down. On rent to rent, you're guaranteeing the rent for someone, but what if your tenants aren't paying you because they've lost their jobs? So you've been hit hard. So again, we stress that our portfolios, our business has always been built on traditional buy-to-lets that give you income and capital growth, and that really is the only way that you're going to build a huge amount of wealth. Because income's great, but income tends to just get swallowed up in your everyday life. So that's what we can help investors, landlords with. We can help estate agents, letting agents with selling tenanted properties off market discreetly, very quickly to investors that are motivated to buy and not have the hassle of coming up, viewing it, everything like that.
Yeah. And where can people find you on online, on LinkedIn, for example?
Yeah, so we're everywhere. So you can find us on LinkedIn, Belcroft Investor Hub. can find myself on there, Paul Stapleton. Same as Facebook and Instagram, Belcroft Investor Hub. Our website is www.belcroftinvestorhub.co.uk, and Belcroft is spelled BELCROF for Foxtrot, T for Tango. YouTube channel's going live in a couple of weeks. There's going to be regular podcasts on there. Again, it's all going to be free educational material for people to learn about property, the do's and the don'ts, what to avoid, what to look for. You could probably find some educational material on my LinkedIn as well that we've started posting about buying in the right location, buying at the right price. As I said, we're here to help, provide a service and teach people along the way.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on and
You're welcome.
agents.